Being a part of the swim team has given me a second family. It's given me a set of group of friends to stay connected with throughout my 4 years here at Lewis and Clark. On the other hand, being a part of the Senior Gift Committee and Baccalaureate Committee have given me the opportunity to actively participate and communicate with the entire senior class and meet people that I haven't met throughout my 4 years. So I've really enjoyed being a part of those different activity groups.
I was a football player, so I would be spending 20 to 40 hours a week practicing, going through film, and basically the football team was my second family. So I'd have that as a support group to go to, whether it be academic or life scenarios. And then I'm also a part of the entrepreneurship club, so that was kind of more on the academic side and kind of trying to get ready for my future.
I knew that I wanted to be involved with the international community, and so I assisted with the multicultural symposium and the international fair every year, except for the year that I went abroad.
And then throwing concerts, throwing Sunburn Festival each year has been sick. This just on Friday we had Bad Bad Not Good and Shigeto play, and that was just out of this world. So just being part of KLC was just great, and I met friends obviously and enriched myself.
So at Lewis and Clark, I was able to play for the football team for 3 years, got to play a little safety, loved that. Was involved in student government. This year I served as the student body president. I was involved in the International Affairs Symposium. This year I was a co-chair. We got to bring speakers from all over the world to discuss relevant international issues. I was involved with Lewis and Clark College Republicans, which do exist. A lot of people are kind of surprised about that, but I had a fantastic time and realized that there's more Lewis and Clark College Republicans that are hiding in the woodworks than you'd expect.
Fall of my junior year, I went to East Africa and I spent about 3.5 months in Tanzania and Kenya. And that trip changed my life in more ways than I could ever say in a short interview. But it challenged my thought. It made me think about my influence and my impact on the communities I'm around. It reminded me of the power of education and the power of travel.
I studied abroad in Chengdu, China, which is in southwestern China. And mostly we spent time in Chengdu, but there was also a week-long trek into Tibet. And I think it definitely was life-changing.
I went to Australia spring semester of my junior year, and it really just opened my mind to another country. It was kind of the first time that I'd ever traveled abroad.
In a sense of the word, I got a global perspective because I got to go to DC and learn about American culture in a way that I hadn't thought about it before. Oftentimes on campus, we're critiquing American culture, and it's not that we didn't also critique American culture on the DC program, but we got to kind of learn about it in a more basic way, learn about the building blocks of how we get from American events to American history. And so I think that taught me a lot about how I perceive the nation.
I was born in New Zealand and grew up there and then moved to the United States when I was younger. So I've always had this sort of split cultural identity of not feeling like I belonged to either place. Whenever I would go back to New Zealand, everyone would be like, wow, you have such an American accent. You're obviously an American. And in the United States, people are always pointing out words that I say differently and think that I'm a New Zealander. So I haven't really had a cultural home. And Lewis and Clark has given me that sense of cultural home, and that there's TCKs, which are third culture kids, which have complex cultural identities. And so it's been really cool finding that community.
There's several clubs that I'm involved, but two of them that I've actually very involved in is Mosaic, which means multicultural seeking, organization seeking an inclusive community. We as a group compose to each other and embrace our diversity and our cultures, and we try to make an emphasis to bring knowledge to campus about these differences and to embrace them and to celebrate these differences.
I just know so many people on this campus that within the past 2 years or even year have just pushed forward so many initiatives. Like Julia's, which I think you should talk about.
My friend Dina and I, Dina Yazdani, we worked together. I kind of teamed up with her because I had this idea for a Middle East Studies Symposium after I went to a conference through SAB last fall, a Middle East Studies conference. And I thought it would be really wonderful to kind of recreate the experience I had there in DC on campus. So we worked together because she'd been leading the Arabic initiative for a very long time to get Arabic on campus. And now all of a sudden we found out a week or two ago that Lewis and Clark's going to start offering Arabic in the fall. So that was really incredible to feel like, you know, we knew the student body wanted something, and to really consolidate everyone's interest into a movement that could demonstrate it and then make the change that we knew that everyone wanted.